Hey everybody! I'm talking a little bit quietly because I have someone sleeping in the back seat. And by someone, I mean my 7-month-old. He's 7 months old. Lots of great things to update you guys on. One thing is he's eating solid foods now. That's been awesome. So I'll tell you guys about that. And we are seeing huge improvements as far as the blood in the poop thing was going. So I'll tell you guys what we did about that. For those of you who are like messaging me on Instagram, I love hearing from you guys. It's so fun. I feel like we have this community that's being established. So good to hear from you guys there. And if you feel like my update videos are too few and far between, or you want to see more pictures, please go to my Instagram. I update pictures on there like at least every other day, if not more frequently than that. And so for those of you who want to follow me on Instagram so we can connect there, it's at Michelle Motivation. And then the other update that I've been getting questions about is where am I at with my weight? And I'm like, I don't know, like somewhere between 5 and 8 pounds heavier than my pre-pregnancy weight. And I'm totally fine with that. For me, it's not about looking at the scale. It's about being really healthy and feeling good in my skin. And I do feel good. I feel super healthy. And I just finished mom's group and I am going to be organizing a hike. So that's how good I'm feeling. I'm feeling like hiking. And sleep training. Yes, sleep training is happening next, because I wanted to wait to sleep train until Smith baby is healthy and strong and not having issues, and we're finally getting to that point. So the sleep training video is coming soon. He will be sleep trained soon, and I'm going to do it in a loving, gentle way, the way that I would want to be treated if I was him. For those of you who are checking in on us about the fires, we're safe. Thank goodness. It was really scary. There was one point where fires were in every direction around us, and it felt like we were in the middle of a circle of fires. And so you never want to feel that way. You never want to see that smoky, dark brown air. We fortunately did not have to evacuate. So many people we know did have to evacuate. And unfortunately, many people lost lives and lost homes. And so I am so grateful to be able to tell you that we're all safe and didn't lose anything. So we're so grateful for that. Thank you guys for checking in on us. We are going to go hang out with cows today. Probably sounds totally random, but I'll tell you, we have been there, you know, Josh and I have before, but we've never brought Smith baby with us, so I'm excited to do that. My grandma happens to love cows, and so I know she's gonna have fun today too. But so far he's just easing into solid foods. He does like solid foods, with the exception of the occasional gag. Like today when I was giving him avocado, he took a couple bites of it, and towards the end he's just like, bleh. And if I do that, I go, bleh, then he cracks up. So somehow it's funny to him. He is still the happiest baby I've ever met in my whole life. And that's saying a lot, because I have met a lot of babies and I've taken care of a lot of babies. And this guy, he's asleep, so I'm checking him out on the monitor. He is seriously the happiest baby ever. Well, I can't say ever. I haven't met every baby in the world, but out of all the babies that I've met. Also, it's raining here in Southern California, and so I took him out to see the rain, and it's so fun getting to do all these firsts. And personally, I love the rain. When people are like, oh, it's raining, I'm like, oh, it's raining. I'm like, let's go for a walk. Let's go jump in puddles, all that. And he just seemed really like intrigued by the rain. Like when it was touching him on his head, he was looking up like, where's that coming from? And I'm really looking forward to getting Christmas tree and taking him to see the Christmas lights. There's so many fun things to look forward to. I took him to the doctor's the other day for his checkup. I don't know why I drew blank there. First checkup. And his well baby visit. And he is in the 96th percentile for height. I mean, I guess that's not too big of a shocker because I have a very tall husband and I'm not short either. He's in the 65 to 70th percentile for weight, and she said that's great. You don't want to necessarily have a baby who is in the 96th percentile for weight because that can be rather large. So he's like a long, I mean, he's actually really proportionate, I would say. He's muscular, but he's got little cushion in the cheek area for kissing. That's the purpose of chubby cheeks, right? Is to kiss them. And he is growing healthy and strong. He's fitting into 12 to 18 month size clothing, and he is 7 months old, you guys. I gave birth to a toddler. Okay guys, there's one more thing I want to ask you your opinion on, especially if you have experience in this arena, which is on numerous occasions I have been told that Baby Smith should get into modeling. And at first I was like, oh, people say that because they want to make you feel good, or like they want you to know that they think your kid is cute or whatever. But then it started happening more frequently, and I was like, am I missing a sign here? Like, am I supposed to do this? Is this a sign that I need to really pursue? So here's my question. Do you guys have any experience with a child doing print? I don't think he could do commercials or things like that because he's not a twin, and they usually use twins for film. And so I think that would leave him with print only. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when I was working as a nanny for a family in Malibu, their little boy did baby gap modeling. And one of the things I experienced was there was a lot of waiting around in areas that were not really prepared for children to be there, which didn't make any sense. Like, you knew there were going to be kids here today. But it would be like, I don't know, there would be stuff on the floor that was not, like choking hazards and stuff like that. And I'm like, why is this? There should be like a kids play area. And so anyhow, I don't know if it's something that I should really consider, and if so, like, how do you even get started in that? Does he need headshots? Do I just send some cute pics that I took on my iPhone to some modeling agencies and say like, hey, here's my son, everyone thinks he should be a model? Here's the other part. It's probably funny because I'm not putting him on Instagram, I'm not putting his face on social media, on YouTube or anything like that, but yet I would consider him being in print. Why is that? Well, he does not gain anything in his own personal life or well-being by me putting him on YouTube or by me putting him on social media. But if he was in print, he would be gaining a savings account or a fund for college or whatever he chooses to use that money for in his future. And so it could be something that he could actually benefit from. And I would only do it if he would benefit from it. So that's that. For those of you that are like, wait, hold on, Michelle, that doesn't make sense. And then the other thing is, this kid is a ham when a camera comes out. Like, people are like, Michelle, how do you get Baby Smith to smile? Like, in all of those pictures, he looks at the camera and he works the camera. So he'll be looking at the camera and he like turns his head and then he puts his hand up here and he smiles and does all this stuff. I'm like, who? Dude, you're 7 months old. How do you know to just like, he'll like giggle and coo and make all these noises. And he is, by the way, side note, he's saying dada. Excuse me. Mama is the one that you need to say first. But it's really cute. He says dad, dad, dad. And when he sees Josh, he's like, dad, 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 dad. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the cutest thing. And then my husband goes, what? And so he goes, ah, like he's trying to copy him. And then he sounds like he says hi, like, ah. And then there's sometimes when it sounds like he's like, ah, dada. I'm like, excuse me, you're putting 2-word sentences together, but you're still not saying mama? Not okay. Not cool. Your dad has pointless nipples, so remember who feeds you. Anyhow, I digress. Let me get back to the main question at hand here, which is modeling. So if you are for it, tell me why. If you're against it, tell me why. If you have experience with it, tell me what your experience was. I'm very curious. And I'm kind of thinking I want to look into it just to see. And if he benefits, I'm getting a bunch of messages. If he benefits from it financially, as I mentioned, that's the only way I'll do it, and he's having fun with it, then I say great. But if it's not something that's fun for him and there's no financial gain, not gonna happen. Sorry about the lighting. It looks like my hair is on fire. We did have a lot of fires here in California, but my hair's not on fire. But let me talk to you guys about the transfer factors, which are really known as the miracle molecules. And before I get into this, I just want to share with you that I was incredibly nervous about giving these to my son, because at the time, everything that I was eating or drinking seemed to be causing a reaction for him. And people were like, well, maybe you should just feed him formula. Well, okay, here's the problem with that. Obviously we know breast milk is best, but the problem with formula when you have a baby who's showing signs of allergies or allergic colitis or whatever the case may be, is that formula has either corn, soy, or dairy. And you're gonna say, no, goats, there's goat's milk. Look at most goat's milk formulas. They have traces of dairy in them. So if you have a child who has allergies to foods, the most common allergies are corn, soy, and dairy. So switching to formula actually isn't the answer necessarily. Now there's amino acid based formulas, and we tried that, and it was disgusting. And I say that because I tried it first. I tried the amino acid formula, and bleh, it was disgusting. It tasted like warm fish oil. But I was like, all right, come here, little man, let's see if you like it. And he would go, bleh, like he would gag. It was really sad. I was able to get him to drink 3 ounces total. And then after that, he was on to me. Never again. Matter of fact, it took a lot for us to even get him to take the bottle after that, because every time he'd get the bottle, he'd push it away like, no, I know what's in there, and it's disgusting. So when my friend told me about the miracle molecule, I was like, I don't want to take anything, because I feel like if I eat anything, he has a bunch of blood in his diaper. So I'm a little nervous about that. And she was like, just Michelle, trust me. Now my friend, her name is actually Michelle also. My friend Michelle has worked as a NICU nurse for almost as long as I've been alive, and has a ton of experience. And I highly trusted what she had to say. And she said, Michelle, you know, every mammal has something called transfer factors in their white blood cells. And I'm looking at some notes because I want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you guys some really interesting information. And what it does is a massive dose is given to you through colostrum when you first breastfeed. And if you didn't breastfeed, then you didn't get that massive amount of transfer factors. And what it does is it helps build your immunity. But in the world that we live in today, it's not the same anymore. And so the supplement now is needed for us to put that into our systems. Now, this is not a herb, this is not a vitamin, this is not a mineral, this is actually a molecule that we actually have in our bodies already. We just don't have enough of it. With the foods that we eat and the air that we breathe in, we don't have enough of this molecule in our body anymore. And when she said that it's something you already have in your body, it's just that you don't have enough of it, I was like, okay, well, if it's already in our bodies, then I'm not really like introducing anything new or foreign. And that started to make me feel a little bit more willing to do this. But then I got scared when I found out that it comes from dairy and egg. And I was like, no, I can't do dairy, and eggs could be an allergy. And she said, there are no side effects of this. There are no allergic reactions to this, because it's filtered to where the DNA is exactly the same for us. And so pretty much every mammal has the same DNA when it's filtered down like that. And I went, whoa, okay, well, that's kind of cool. And then my friend Dana, who was really severely allergic to dairy, was able to take these and had no issue. Matter of fact, after taking these, she was able to eat grilled cheese sandwiches again. So I got desperate. I got scared that we were going to have to do, something more invasive for my son, because the bloody diapers were getting worse and worse, and it was becoming more and more scary, and I would just cry and cringe every time I would go to change his diaper. So here's what the transfer factors are. This is this miracle molecule that I'm learning about. and the reason I'm sharing this with you is because a lot of different people have written to me and said not only do their babies have blood in their poop, but that they also have different issues as well. And I'm learning that this isn't just going to help babies with blood in their poop, but it's actually going to help all sorts of different things. And so just a FYI, my son's poop is so much better. So we're seeming like we're getting almost to the end of it. I mean, I would be lying if I said that there's never any blood. There is still some blood occasionally, but it was like strawberry jelly in his diapers before. If you guys watched my previous videos, you saw it. And now it's like smaller than a pencil eraser. So that's huge. I mean, it was so significant before. It really did look like you just took a spoonfuls of strawberry jelly and just globbed it in his diaper. So to go from that to the size of a pencil eraser is just, it's a miracle. And I'm so grateful for this molecule because it wasn't responding to antibiotics. It wasn't responding to probiotics. It wasn't responding to my strict diet. It wasn't responding to me cutting out every single supplement. It wasn't. It was actually getting worse in many cases. And I'm just going, oh, what the heck? Like, what else am I supposed to do now? And they started talking to me about how we might need to put, a tube up his bottom and then with a camera. And I'm just like, oh my, no, I don't want to do any of these things. I just want to have some kind of a solution. And those of you who know me know that I'm all about natural solutions. So here's what we found. When I was researching this, because you guys know I love to research things, it's actually an educator for the immune system. So it empowers your natural killer cells that are in your body to go after and then get rid of any threats. And a threat could be a virus, bacteria, fungus, yeast, a pathogen, and then it creates a marker for those things to be taken out before they bother you again. So at first I had my son on 1 a day and I was like, I'm nervous. No issue. Then I increased it to 2 a day and to 3 a day. And basically what I do is I open the capsule and I just sprinkle the powder into his bottle or onto his food, and I feed it to him that way. And so if this is something that you guys are interested in, I actually got I have an account where I have a link that I can give to you and I can tell you guys about it. Or if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. The cool thing about this is that it's actually in the PDR, which is the physician's desk reference, which is kind of like doctors' Bibles. And it's been scientifically proven. So if you have questions, let me know. If you want that link for my preferred customer link, let me know and I'll send it to you guys so you can get it. And it's super affordable, by the way. One bottle of it is like $39.99 or something. Like, I would have paid way more to get my son healthy and to get rid of the blood in his poop. So I'm so grateful that we found something that is working for him. Here are a couple fun photos. As I mentioned, you'll find a lot more photos on my Instagram, which is @MichelleMotivation. But my son is super, super social. He loves animals. He loved helping us pick out the Christmas tree. His 7-month birthday fell on mine and my husband's wedding anniversary, so we celebrated all together. But I love my husband as a daddy. I love my son's curiosity. And if you'd like to keep in tune or in touch with us, be sure to subscribe. And thanks for watching.